No one is perfect, and criticism is always welcome and expected. Life is a blur when one is essaying different roles. It is so fulfilling. People are fed up with seeing the same thing over and over. They want a qualitative change. The body is an amazing system. It's a war zone, my body, and one which has been through a great deal. Having no work would be terrible. Don't let anyone make you believe the length of your skirt is a measure of your character. No is an entire sentence in itself. No means no, and when somebody says it, you need to stop. If the modes are changing, one goes along with it, I guess. What will people say? Is a feeling every Indian girl grows up with. I have never been a superstar, and never believed in it. Everyone must accept that we will age, and age is not always flattering. A lot of my fighting qualities I inherited from my parents. They set tremendous examples right through my life. India as a filmmaking nation has gained recognition, at last, at most important Western and Far Eastern forums. It's frightening to be facing an audience. There is always the fear of what they think of you, what they are saying about you. As a creative agency, the film industry is thinking great subjects, presenting them wonderfully well, and giving opportunity to new faces each day. Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio, he be so gorgeous, no wonder all the ladies flocking to him, he be Gatsby. We must have song and dance in our lives. We've had it ever since the inception of cinema in India. Our stories are very social-based, very human-based. We are a very emotional nation. Obviously, you look for something that is commensurate with your age. You know that you can't be playing the young hero anymore, and you have to be relegated to something smaller and something elderly, and you just try and do your best. These are rare moments in an actor's life, where you're put in an environment which is so natural, and you get natural performances. Coming together should be considered something positive for people and communities. When thoughts come together, that can be more positive than an individual thought. Foreigners have no idea of the diversity of India and its culture. We hope to be able to give them a glimpse of that diversity. Everybody wants to live, but sometimes the body just gives up. The select group of people who do make realistic cinema, who do make cinema perhaps a little more acceptable to the Western audience, is a very small percentage. Dearest TV media and fans outside my home, please do not stress and work so hard. Indian films are like our food, or our sense of dress, or our languages. There's a great variety, and it changes every 100 miles, but there is something in common, a national Indian essence, that binds them all together. My mother came from a very affluent background, very westernized, while my father was more Eastern. So, I've had a very good blend of the East and the West. I guess this has been extremely helpful in making my career, and the way I function. My father is a poet. He's a literary giant of this country, writes in Hindi, and also quite unique, because he has a PhD in English literature. He taught at Harvard University, which is one of the most prominent universities in the country. We play many emotions in our careers, emotions that in real life we would perform just once. For example, my character has died in about 10 films, so you have to keep searching for different ways to do it. Audiences change, because life changes. Countries change geographically, climatically, socially and morally. Many things happen, and cinema, in a sense, reflects what's happening in the world. Personally, when a controversy erupts, we decide first whether it requires clarification and, secondly, if it receives notice from authorities and the establishment. We submit responses to their queries.